got a new album out next month called Timeless as well. El Divo, how are we?
Very well, thank you, sir.
Welcome to the show. Can I play a little bit of your music first?
Please do.
This is the single from the new album. It's called DIVO, and the single from the album Timeless, which comes out 17th of August. And on the album, gentlemen, songs in 4 different languages.
Absolutely. Well, it will be out on the 10th of August.
10th, is it? 10th of August?
Yes.
Exactly.
But yeah, there's we have 4 languages represented, and the album is basically our tribute to all the most iconic songs, basically going as far back, kind of one every decade, as far back as the 1930s. And this has been our first attempt, self-producing, and we're very proud of this album. Probably our favorite album, or at least I speak for myself, my favorite album since the first one.
On there, songs like Unforgettable, Love Me Tender, Angels, All of Me. Are they your personal favourites?
Yeah, I guess so. You know, as literally what David just said, the concept of the album was we've done so many covers over the last 15 years, and we kind of wanted to make a point proving that we can now pretty much take any song from the popular repertoire and make it an El Divo track. So we went quite methodically about this and started from the 2010s with Adele, which is the newest song. We went back, and every decade we chose a song, Until Smile from Charlie Chaplin, and we all made them really, we put our own stamp on there, made them sound like El Divo tracks. So these are our favorite tracks from each decade.
It has been an incredible 15 years, because that's what it is since you got going, and 30 million albums and more being sold now. You're playing a tour around the UK, stately homes, Ragley Hall on the 14th of July, which is a Saturday night. So how do you sum up the last 15 years? Because you've crossed over that barrier. You've had a #1 in the States, a #1 album in the mainstream charts there, being a classical crossover artist, first ever to do that for a start.
Yeah, the way that we see that is just pure happiness. It's incredible, you know, that we've been able to achieve so much, that we are able to grow as artists, and that we are able to also see how everything has changed and how we evolve through the waves. What I mean by that is how the industry has changed and how we have taken control of our career as a band, how we've self-managed our band, how we self-produced our record, our latest record. And I think it's what's exciting about all these years is everything we have experienced. There's nothing, you know, that's regrettable, or it's purely a learning constantly. And I think that's what we love as a band. It's the passion for the music that we have.
I mean, you were classically trained singers, and Simon Cowell was involved in getting you together. I gather he was sort of inspired by Pavarotti, Carreras and Domingo, the 3 tenors. But 15 years on, you're still all together, which is quite unusual for a group. So clearly...
for a boy band.
Yeah, if you like. The relationship is obviously very important, and it's changed, I presume, over the years as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we have been together for 15 years. When we started, we didn't know each other, and then we were just throwing into a studio, and Simon said, look, you're going to be friends for the rest of whatever, 15, 20 years or whatever it takes. I must say, I mean, after being together for so many years, I mean, we are right now like a family, and that's why it's such an important time right now after 15 years, because as Ur said, we have done everything right now, the album, produced the show, produced and directed David Miller himself, our American one, the video clip of the Adele song Hola. So I must say it's a very happy moment for us. It's amazing.
Some of the big performances you've done, you played and sung before presidents, royalty, you did the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, you did the Obama inauguration ball as well.
Unbelievable, huh? I mean, if somebody would write that story, would say, wow, that's pretty impressive, knowing there's so many bands that come in and out of this industry. So I'm very amazed of how many things we made. There's a song that we sing on stage called Where We Were, well known from Barbra Streisand. And however, when we look back on it, we look at the video when we're on stage sometimes, and I think that speaks to me, because I just can't remember all those moments.
The video he's referring to is kind of like a memoirs album. It's kind of all the behind-the-scenes footage that I've been taking and creating little short films, like the making of the tour, the making of the album, going all the way as far back as 2005. We've chopped all segments out of each of those videos, and so we show the audience kind of, this is the way we were back then, and just kind of show it in order. And when we watch it, it's just like, oh yeah, and then that, and then that. So it's a good reminder, because we live very much in the moment. There's just so much going on that, between being on tour, which in and of itself is a full-time job, but then also, now self-managing, and so having to be across all of everything that goes into making a tour, it's another full-time job. So we never really take stock of, all of those moments until they're put in front of us and we look at it and we see the video and go, oh yeah.
Well, The Way We Were is one of the songs that you sing in French on the new album. But I mean, the tour, you're all over the world. That's the thing about Il Divo. Your music is global, because, I mean, you've been touring Mexico this year, China, Russia, Japan. You're in the UK for these shows. So it's not just a market. A lot of bands, if you like, have a market in the UK or Germany, but yours is right around the world.
That's true. I mean, we've been always very lucky for that, but we are very proud of that, because in so far it shows how universal and border crossing the appeal is of music. When we were with the record companies, they were always worried about us not singing in English, They always said, you have to sing in English so the main markets will understand you, and otherwise it's not going to work. And we just showed the world that that is not necessary, If you sing the way we sing, if you give all that emotion and your heart and your passion into the notes you sing and the harmony we create together, then the audience can perfectly sit there and not understand every word, but deeply enjoy the music we're presenting.
Yeah.
And I think that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, and doing the Adele song in Spanish gives it a whole new flavour.
Oh yeah, totally. We're the first artist in the world that Adele has given permission to do it in another language. So that has been something fantastic, because obviously we know from our office that she loved it.
Il Divo, Timeless, the album. It's out on the 10th of August, and they are touring around the UK. 14th of July, Saturday night, Ragley Hall near Warwickshire. We have Carlos Marin, who's from Spain. Of course, Spain no longer in the World Cup.
I know.
Urs Müller from Switzerland, no longer in the World Cup.
Bang. Thank you, sir.
Sebastian Isambard from France, still in the World Cup.
Oh,
Couldn't
yes.
win.
But not for long. It's going to be out tomorrow.
And David Miller
They're not
from
playing
the USA didn't even qualify
Not
for the
even
World
in the
Cup.
World Cup.
Gentlemen, a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Continue good fortune.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Paul.